Notice something different about these? I'll give you a second. That's right, they have a tail, but not only do they have a tail, they are fitted with Storelli SpeedGrip insoles. To use a famous quote, what are those? These are Storelli SpeedGrip insoles. The insoles themselves are very close to stock in terms of their overall construction and thickness. It's a thinner layer of foam with perforations throughout, but the key characteristic here is the SpeedGrip liner, which is basically a non-slip type material that grips your socks really nicely and does definitely help to eliminate slippage on the base of the insole like you would normally have with most stock insoles. You're also going to find that it has a really interesting element in the form of this heel liner extension piece, what I just called a tail. Basically, the material wraps from the underside, as you can see, and then it cups the heel of your foot, obviously sitting against the heel liner on the inside of the shoe. It's made from that same SpeedGrip material, and then the tail sticks out the top. If it's a low cut shoe and if it's a mid cut shoe, you don't see it quite as well. Before we talk about specifics in regards to performance, let's talk about where you can actually get these. The insoles retail for $40 US and of course range in size from 4 US all the way up to size 12 US with small, medium, and large variations on offer. So of course, because of that, they are trimmed to fit and of course made to be worn without the stock insole. So basically, in order to get the proper fit, all you have to do is remove the stock insoles, place them on top of your new Storelli insoles, trace the exact shape, and cut them out so they fit perfectly. If you're interested in a pair, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen, or you can click the first link down below in the description. That'll take you to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links to get them. You're probably saying to yourself, $40 is a lot of money for what looks to be a pretty regular pair of insoles. Are they actually worth it? That's what we're going to talk about right now. The SpeedGrip liner is the key characteristic of this particular product and what makes them different from the stock insoles that are currently in your shoes. So the lining material up close, as you can see, looks a lot like a smooth synthetic suede. It feels a lot like that as well. But when you actually put these in your shoes, step in, tie the laces tight, you'll find that this material is extremely effective at gripping socks. So because of that, underneath your feet, you're gonna eliminate most, if not all, of the slippage that you would normally have. Even if it's something that you don't feel like you struggle with at the moment with the stock insoles, you'll definitely notice a difference the second that you try these out. Basically, what the elimination of slippage causes is a slightly more responsive feel, a slight added stability, I would say, as well, and a more instantaneous reaction time. Is it actually going to improve performance? Technically, yes. Are you going to be at an advantage if you're wearing these? I would argue no, but purely from a comfort standpoint, if you struggle with your feet sliding around on the inside of your shoes, causing blisters or something like that, or if you just like the most responsive feel possible, the liner on this insole will definitely provide what you're looking for. You're probably saying to yourself, hey, that sounds a lot like what True Socks do, and to a certain extent, it is kind of the same idea. The difference between this and True Socks is with this particular product, you are obviously getting grip on the underside of your sock, which will eliminate slippage, but there still is that potential for slippage between the inside of the sock and of course your foot. So that's more reliant on the actual shoe rather than the insole itself. With True Socks, you have the non-slip applications on the inside and outside. So in terms of effectiveness, I wouldn't say that there's a major noticeable difference between the two products. They kind of achieve the same thing in different ways. That's the best way to describe it. Can you wear True Socks and the SpeedGrip insoles at the same time? You can. I've tried it, and honestly, I think it's a little bit overkill, kind of unnecessary, but if you have both products and you want to try that out, be my guest. The foam base of the insole is quite honestly very straightforward and fairly standard as far as low profile soccer cleat insoles are concerned. It's a standard single layer of perforated foam with the perforations running through the forefoot area. Fairly thin overall, a little bit of extra thickness in the heel in comparison to what you would find from most insoles, but for the most part, they're very thin, they're very low profile, and they'll fit in any soccer cleat / football boot, period. The heel tab is an extremely unique aspect of this particular insole and something that I've honestly never seen before. It's made from the same SpeedGrip lining material as the top of the insole, and basically it extends and acts as a heel liner attached to the insole itself. Wrapping across the bottom, it runs flush because there are little cutouts for these particular pieces. Extending across the back, there's a little cutout at the very base of the heel, and then ending off in a tail at the top with the Storelli logo on the inside and these little hexagons on the outside. So how effective is the heel tab at actually eliminating heel slippage inside of your shoes? I would say it's very, very effective, mainly just because this material grips your socks really, really well. The issue that I found is that it is kind of difficult to get this heel tab to sit smoothly against the heel liner inside of the shoes once you actually put the shoes on your feet. What you'll find is this heel tab really wants to kind of crinkle up and not sit completely smooth against the back of the standard heel liner. And if you do have a heel liner on a shoe that's particularly padded, you will find that it's extremely difficult to get it to sit perfectly to where you don't have these little crinkles on the bottom side of the actual heel tab, which can be a little bit uncomfortable if it's not sitting just right. What I like to do is put them on and then kind of pull on the tail of the insole in order to get it to sit smoothly. So just keep that in mind. The tail's not necessarily just there for branding's sake. It's actually there to help you adjust the heel tab in general and get the best possible, most comfortable fit in this particular situation. But in terms of eliminating heel slippage, it's very effective. One question I know a lot of you guys are thinking about right now is, can you cut the heel area off entirely, the heel tab? And the simple answer to that question is yes, you could. You'd have to cut it flush with the sides of the insole in the heel area, and it would be like it was never there in the first place. Can you cut the tail off of the insole? And the simple answer to that is you can, but I wouldn't trim it all the way so that you can't see it at all. The reason why the tail is there is partially to actually smooth out the liner because it won't sit perfectly inside of the shoes, especially once you get your feet in there. So you have to pull on the tail in order to adjust it a little bit in order to get the best possible and most comfortable fit from the added liner attached to the insole. So basically what I'm getting at here is you can alter the product if you want to, but do it at your own risk. Another question that needs to be answered is, will these fit in any football boots / soccer cleats? And the answer to that question is yes, for the most part. You can wear them in low cut shoes. They fit in mid cut shoes as well. Like I mentioned earlier, the heel aspect will fit better in certain shoes depending on the heel liner and how padded it is. Less padded heel liners tend to work a little bit better in my opinion. But just so you can get an idea of what it looks like on different shoes, here's a montage of the insole with the tail sticking out on all kinds of different boots. So how much do they weigh? Well, not very much. Trimmed to a size 9 US, the SpeedGrip insoles weigh in at about 1 ounce exactly, which in comparison to the average stock removable insole, those will range in weight between 0.5 and 0.8 ounces, depending on how thick and how padded they are. Obviously materials used as well. This simply has a little bit of extra material because of the added heel tab, which is why they weigh ever so slightly more. But are you gonna be able to notice that 0.3, 0.4, 0.2 ounces on your feet? The simple answer to that question is no, not at all. So really, I don't think that weight should be the deciding factor if you're planning on picking these up. In terms of durability, I've been using this particular pair of SpeedGrip insoles for about 2 weeks now in all kinds of different boots. And other than cleaning them up a little bit prior to recording this video, they're pretty much as they were brand new. So really I haven't had any issues with them. And given the very simple construction, I don't foresee any problems down the line. So these are insoles you can expect to last for a good amount of time. So would I recommend this product? In general, yes, it is a quality product. There's 3 different scenarios though that I would go about recommending these. The first scenario being that you're somebody that struggles with slippage inside of your shoes, be it on the bottom of your feet or even in the heel area. The heel tab will help with heel slippage tremendously, and the bottom of the foot with that SpeedGrip liner is extremely effective. You'll notice an immediate difference when you put these on. The second scenario is if you're a boot enthusiast and you just want the best possible performance. You want to improve the feel of your shoes by eliminating even just a little bit of extra slippage on the inside. Like I said, these will make that difference for you. And the third scenario is if you're somebody that has insoles in your shoes right now that are quite simply worn out, and you want something that's going to be very similar to replace it in terms of overall thickness and general size. These obviously match the thickness and general shape of pretty much any stock insole, trimmed to fit of course, plus you'll get the added benefit of the SpeedGrip liner, which I think is great no matter what your preferences are. Personally, I think the insoles are really good. The SpeedGrip liner is very, very effective. They fit in pretty much any shoe. I can't say that I'm in love with the heel tab aspect of the insole, but I see what they were trying to do, and I think for a lot of people, it is going to be very effective and a useful addition to this particular product. Are they worth the $40 retail price? Well, you don't have too many alternatives, in all honesty, when it comes to replacement insoles as thin as this that are made specifically for soccer shoes. So from a value perspective, there really isn't anything else like it, so it's hard to compare it to anything. For the most part, the quality is great. They do what they're supposed to do, so in that regard, I think they are worth the money. And keep in mind as well, you can use these in other forms of footwear, not just soccer cleats / football boots. I tried these in runners, I tried these in basketball shoes, I tried these in training shoes. I tried them in just about everything, and they work just as well in any form of footwear. Thus ends the review of the Storelli SpeedGrip insoles. Again, if you're interested in a pair for yourself, you can click the first link down below in the description. That'll take you to the review page on my website where you'll find buy it now links to get this particular product. If you guys have any questions for me at all regarding the SpeedGrip insoles, leave them down below in the comments and I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, thanks for watching. If you're just somebody that wants more responsiveness from your shoes, you definitely will like the way that these feels. Oh, nice.